right, welcome on. We've got a lot to break down on Saturday, November 1st, 2025. A little bit of league news, some ratings edits, and a bunch of games that were played. Starting off with the Grizzlies, Ja Morant he got hit with a one-game suspension from the team. He expressed frustration with the coaching staff after his 8-point, 3 for 14 performance, where Luka Doncic also torched him for 44 points. It's going to be great when the Wizards acquire Ja Morant in a salary dump for a bag of balls, or maybe actually the Phoenix Suns are probably dysfunctional enough to acquire him. They desperately need a point guard to play next to Devin Booker. They also have former Grizzly Dylan Brooks on the team, so hey, maybe they are able to make that happen if Ja forces his way out in Memphis. Ja, for his part, only 52% true shooting on 32% usage. That's pretty Westbrookian. Only 5 of 32 on three-pointers this year. That is 15 and 15.5% essentially. Only one dunk in 6 games. He has a 97 2K, a 97 dunk rating in the 2K Sports roster. That has been extremely overrated the last couple years. Hasn't really deserved a rating that high since his breakout 2023 season when he was All NBA second team. It's been downhill for Ja since then, and I knocked him down to an 89 overall. 2 points, or 1 or 2 points worse than where 2K's got him at. I forget. But yeah, overall, not the greatest start for Ja Morant this season. And then in Atlanta, we got some clarification on Trae Young. He's going to be out for the next 4 weeks due to sprained MCL. Right now, he's averaging career lows across the board. Only 17.8 points per game, 7.8 assists per game, 27.8 minutes per game. And then his field goal percentages, not just the counting stats, his field goal, his shooting percentages: 37 from the field, 19 from three, 82 from the line. Compare all that to his career of 25.2 points per game, so minus 8 or 7.5. 9.8 assists per game, so he's 2 lower than usual. 34.3 minutes per game, so about 6.5 less than his regular average. 43% from the field, so 6 points worse. 35% from three, so 16 point worse, essentially half as many threes that are going in for him right now. And then 87% from the free throw line, so even there he was struggling, 5% worse. Yeah, all career lows. So I did. Of course, this is all in 5 games, 170 minutes sample. It's still enough that like I'm a little worried. So I dropped a few of his ratings. Actually, I meant to drop his 3-point rating by 2 points. Did it in my spreadsheet, but not here. But stuff like the shot IQ down 5 points. Offensive consistency, I had a 99. I dropped that down to a 90. Just little things on the margins to kind of bring him down just a tick. I don't think I touched his pass ratings. No, those are still good. I typically, for like assist rate and stuff, you need like a little more than 170 game sample, but just the offensive value type stuff like consistency and IQ, I just wanted to bring down just a little bit. I still need to bring up Jalen Johnson in a really bad way. I figured I just wanted to wait until the Hawks actually play a game in order to give that more of a focus, and just wanted to get Trae Young down in this since we have a little bit of news to cover with him, and we're not going to see him for another month. When guys get hurt, generally, their stats get locked for that period of time. So even though when guys get hurt, it doesn't really impact the team. Adjusting their ratings doesn't impact the team immediately, but it's always like a good point to check in on them because since all their stats locked, and you can see how you get to essentially refine players based on what they had done up to that point. It's always a good time to check in with them. Let's go on and check in on the Kings, break down some of the games. They moved it to 2-4 on the season, surprisingly, beating the Milwaukee Bucks 135 to 133, able to hold down the stretch. Not a ton of defense played in this one. Zach LaVine came in averaging 29 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 31 points in this one, hit 6 threes. The Kings actually tried Domantas Sabonis at power forward, which I had been clamoring for. He had 24 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, one of his better games so far this year. They actually started Dylan Cardwell on a two-way contract. He played 5 minutes, had 2 points, and was a -12. I don't anticipate that they'll start him again. They started Westbrook instead in the third quarter. However, Drew Eubanks played pretty well in this game, so it's possible maybe they give him a look as the starter next to Sabonis. Lord knows it's better than running like the 4-guard alignment with DeRozan at the 4. They could also go back to Nick Clifford, who played his first game since the opener. He returned from a 4-game absence. And Westbrook, I did mention that he started the third quarter. He finished with 14 points and 10 assists. And then DeRozan, for his part, he was effective on the offensive end. He had 29 points as well. And Dennis Schroeder had a season-high 24 points and 7 assists. So, yeah, a very high-scoring game, everybody clicking. Maybe the Bucks didn't have the personnel to really match up with like a 4-guard alignment that the Kings run. But let's head on over to the Bucks. They dropped to 4-2 on the year. Giannis made his return. He's been averaging 36 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. A little bit of a down game for him in this one. Only 26 points instead, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Kyle Kuzma scored 17 points in a row at one point in the fourth quarter. He had a season-high 22 off the bench in 22 minutes, so good on him. Maybe that'll end up increasing his rating once we... Well, I mean, it depends. It is just one game, and he had a bunch of bad games. I have to see whether or not they cancel each other out or not. Gary Trent and AJ Green had 17 each in this one, and then Ryan Rollins and Bobby Portis each had 16 as well. Again, not a ton of defense was played in this game. The Bucks shot 60% from the field, 46% from three, but they only shot 65% from the free throw line, which essentially gave the game away to the Kings. Let's go on over to the Timberwolves. I don't have a ton of notes for them. A third straight game without Anthony Edwards. They beat the Hornets 122 to 105, moving up to 3-3 on the season. Julius Randle, he's been averaging 27.6 rebounds and 5 assists. A lot of that due to Edwards being sidelined. He was big in this one with 30.7 rebounds and 4 assists. Going over to the Hornets, they dropped 2-4 on the season. LaMelo, he's averaging 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. There he is. Only 3 players in the league right now averaging 28 and 10, and that would be LaMelo, Jokic, and Josh Giddey. But LaMelo, the counting stats are great, but he's been struggling with his shot. 18 points, 8 assists, only 7 of 19 from the field, so 18 points on 19 shots, not a great rate. Colin Sexton was back with the starters, but he struggled in this one, had 9 points in 20 minutes. Let me actually get him back in the starting lineup. And Miles Bridges actually had his best game of the year, season high 30 points, 10 of 16 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3. He had been struggling from there of late, so good for him to get going. But Concanipple, he has also been struggling. 5 points, 1 of 9 from the field. It's been back-to-back games where he didn't shoot it too well. And he's been struggling since Brandon Miller went down. Defenses are able to key on him a little more. Not as much shooting in the lineup with Miller sidelined. And let's go on over to the Pacers, who they got some great news. They got their first win of the year, moving up to 1-5, despite playing on a back-to-back against a well-rested Golden State Warrior team, 114 and 109. Pascal Siakam, he came into this one averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. But again, counting stats, not all they're cracked up to be. He's only shooting 51% true shooting on 30% usage. Obviously, not a ton of talent around him with all of the injuries. He's doing the best he can. But yeah, well, even though his counting stats are great, I don't think it's worth really. I'm not in a big rush to change like his overall rating. I think this is adequate. Aaron Nesmith had a season high 31 points, hit 5 threes. He's been very up and down this year. He's either going like 2 for 16 or going nuts, draining a bunch of threes. And then it was a career night for Quenton Jackson. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 10 of 16 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. Good defense on Curry, and hit some clutch shots down the end of the game. The Pacers, dare I say it, got a Tyrese Halliburton-like performance and were able to get their first win of the year. Also worth noting, Johnny Furphy, he returned, played 23 minutes, and not pictured here, but the Pacers signed Jeremiah Robinson Earl to a 10-day hardship contract. He played 6 minutes, didn't score. It's not really possible to add players to a hardship contract in 2K26 this year because they broke the free agency pool. Only in the official roster are they going to be able to add players because they don't use the actual UI to edit rosters. They use a spreadsheet on their computers at home. Yeah, so that kind of sucks that anytime I want to, God forbid, Robinson Earl or any of these guys on a hardship contract have like a big performance, I'm going to be talking about them, and they're not even pictured. But Pacers starting to get a little bit healthier. And I updated the ratings for Quenton Jackson, if you didn't notice. I've got him at a 77 overall, which is +7. I essentially boosted up his... After this performance, I just maxed out his intangibles, but otherwise, before this game, this rating update doesn't even factor his performance, really. I had him at a 74, just based on what he had done last year and like the rest of his career prior. I had him at a 74, which makes him one of the higher rated two-way contract players. Probably could have gotten a standard contract from the Pacers, but they did. He'll probably finish the year on a standard contract if he continues to play at this level. So yeah, I figured based on this performance, let's just max out his rating as much as we can, and then I'll see in the next couple games whether or not we need to like really push this further. But awesome game for him. Mac McClung was actually a DNP-CD in this one, probably in part due to Jackson, him having such a great game. But Ray J. Dennis, he was also in the rotation. He didn't have a great one or anything, but he's had some decent play, gotten a lot of run in the last one, so I just got him up to a 70 overall, which is a +3. Nothing like really notable to write home about here, though. Let's go on over to the Golden State Warriors. Steph, he came into this one averaging 27 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He kind of got there in this one. He scored 24 points, but he was cold from the field, 8 of 23. 4 of 16 from 3. I'm not the hugest fan of that 99 3-point rating. I've been on record saying that I don't agree with this. I'm gonna have to edit Curry, I think, just to get his. There's a lot that I disagree with. They've got him with like a 97 ball handle, and meanwhile he doesn't create shots off the dribble. He's one of the deadliest off-ball scorers of all time. Essentially, he's a 2-guard in a point guard's body. That's another big rating. Like in general, they just have like 93 layup. It's even he's 37 years old. Yeah, not great. So I'll get a little bit of an adjustment for him prior to their next game. Pajemski, he started in this one, 16 points. He and Quentin Post have been alternating in the starting lineup as the 5th starter based on the matchups in this game, in each game. Jimmy Butler had 20 points in this one, and Jonathan Kuminga added 17 as well. Let's go on over to the Magic. They essentially got a schedule win, beating the Washington Wizards 125-94, moving their record up to 3-4. Paolo Banchero came in averaging 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. and he had 28, 11, and 4 in this one. Playing against the lottery team just helps turn things around. The Magic scored 43 points in the second quarter. Wasn't a particularly close game. Franz Wagner, 25 points. Wendell Carter doubled with 16 and 12. Jalen Suggs, quiet offensively, had 6 points, but he also had 5 steals in his 20 minutes, so caused a lot of chaos for an inexperienced Washington team. And Desmond Bane, only 5 points, 2 of 6 from the field, only 20 minutes. But I feel like the low minutes were just due to extended garbage time and the fact that like the other 3 guys, Paulo, Franz, and Carter, all went off offensively. So it's kind of excusable there. I do need to get Desmond Bane has been struggling, so I got to get his rating down a little bit. Let's go on over to the Wizards. They dropped to 1-5 on the season. Keyshawn George, he came into this one averaging 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He had 17 points and only 3 rebounds and 1 assist in this one, so he's been a little up and down, solid all-around player. I will eventually get his rating in, but for the moment, let's just hang in tight there. I did say that one of my goals was to drop probably Sarr and George should be the highest rated players in the game on the team, but and CJ McCollum prior to the last couple games when Koulibaly came back, he had been struggling. He's been playing a little better, so maybe we can hang out with CJ in this range. But Chris Middleton has been really struggling ever since the opener. So I went and dropped a lot of his ratings. The most notable thing that I saw about him was actually I raised his offensive rebound rate. He has 8 offensive rebounds in 5 games this year. Again, he's been playing power forward this year. So his 8 offensive rebounds. Last year, he had 13 offensive rebounds in 37 games versus 5. So he has 4 times the offensive rebound rate that he had last year. Based on the stats for that, his offensive rebound rating would be a 55. I'm essentially splitting the difference. It's still small samples, but that's one of those ratings that I actually did improve. But other ones that I brought down were so I boosted his offensive rebound rating by 10 points. I decreased his pass vision by 10 points. He only has a 12% assist rate, essentially half the assist rate that he did last year, and it's his lowest since his first 2 seasons in the league. And because again he's playing the 4 rather than the 3, but also playing with other more ball dominant players like George and CJ McCollum, or he's an older vet, so he's deferring a little bit more. So dropped his so he's actually like operated like as a point forward for most of his career, and he's not really doing that this year. Even with Wizards last year, he was more on ball than he is now. So I dropped his ball handle rating, the pass IQ, his pass vision went down a little bit. Haven't really touched his offensive ratings yet because he's still performing kind of adequately there. I did drop his layup rating 5 points as his athleticism is more or less cooked, so he's not finishing at the rim at all, but he still is one of the deadliest mid-range scorers in the NBA. But yeah, and I basically tanked his intangibles to kind of counteract a lot of his badges and stuff are still going to grade highly until we get a little bit more of a sample. Worth noting that Middleton also is getting like 4.5 post touches per game, so I couldn't actually tank him there. I expect that like that's a part of his game that's never really going to go away. One of the craftiest players in the NBA for the last decade. That's how he's gotten his money. And yeah, but I just wanted to show you guys that previous to this he was an 82 in the roster, so I was able to at least make him not the Wizards' highest rated player. Let's go over to the Rockets. They moved to 3-2 on the season, blowing out the Boston Celtics 128-101. Alperen Sengun came into this one averaging 24, 8, and 7. He had a little bit of a quiet offensive night, 16, 10, and 9, but it wasn't really needed as the Rockets just blew the doors off of the Celtics. over the first 3 quarters, so kind of low minutes totals for everybody. KD, a super efficient game, 26 points on 8 of 11 shooting. Amen Thompson, nearly triple-double as well, 17, 9, and 8. And then Reece Shepard got a little bit of run in the extended garbage time, had 12 points, 4 of 5 from 3. Josh Okogie, he's been shooting the 3 ball a lot better as well, 12 points, 3 for 5 from 3. Rockets overall were 65% from 3 in this one. Going over to the Celtics, they dropped to 3 and 4. It was a back-to-back for them, so really tough opponent. It's definitely one of those scheduled losses. Jaylen Brown came into this one averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Super off night for him, though. 12 points, 5 turnovers, 22 minutes. Obviously low minutes just due to the nature of the game, them getting blown out so hard, so quick. But obviously the perimeter defense of Amen Thompson and Josh Okogie and even KD at the 3 causing fits for Jaylen Brown. Derek White also struggled a lot offensively. I got to drop his rating as he's performing a lot worse offensively this year in a lead guard role. 5 points on 2 of 11 shooting for him. Anthony Simons also struggled. 3 points, 1 for 6 from the field. So Amen Thompson making a sleeper push for Defensive Player of the Year. Won't get it over Wemby unless something catastrophic happens, but he is probably going to be one of my picks for all defense first team, the way things are going for the Rockets every night. And then Baylor Shireman, he had probably I didn't see if it was a career high, but he had his best game of the year by far. 17 points in extended garbage time. Played 23 minutes, was 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. So even if it wasn't his high total in points, probably the most efficient game of his career. Good for him to get on the board. Maybe we'll reevaluate him at some point. Maybe he carves out a rotation role. Lord knows the Celtics need as much as they can get from their bench. And then let's finish off with the Pistons and Mavericks. Pistons move up to 4-2 on the season. Beating the Mavs 122 to 110. Cade came into this one averaging 22, 6, and 8. He scored 21 points, and then he had a season high 18 assists. I'm not sure if that was actually a career high or not, but most of those went to what's his pass rating anyway? I'm just curious. 91. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Most of those went to Jalen Duren, who he had a career high in 33 points. Also added 10 rebounds, was a super efficient 13 of 16 from the field, 7 of 8 from the free throw line as well. And he was able to do all that against a super short-handed Dallas Maverick team. The silver lining for them was Daniel Gafford was able to return, make his debut, but he was also on a minutes restriction of 18 minutes. He ended up only playing 17 in this one, scored 7 points. Did not look great. Was overmatched versus Jalen Duren a lot. Normally he looks a little bit more athletic. Gafford does, so definitely I don't think he had his legs at all yet. Obviously they're going to be cautious with him as he's their lone healthy big man. Cooper Flagg also struggled in this one. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, only 3 of 14 from the field. D'Angelo Russell, season high 31 points for him, 10 of 17 from the field, 7 of 13 from 3. I think it's the second straight big game for him. He played 30 minutes. He should be starting at this point. I think it's time to end the Flagg point guard experiment. PJ Washington also struggled, 6 points, 3 of 13 from the field. Again, not having an actual point guard in the lineup probably hurting a lot of the Dallas role players like Washington. Max Christie got the start in this one. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, played 33 minutes. Probably should be starting over Klay Thompson as well. Klay, for his part, had 11 points, but only played 20 minutes in this one, probably for defensive purposes. So let's break down some ratings on the Mavs as well. Starting with Cooper. I've got him at a 78 overall, which is a -4. Previously, I believe I had him at like an 80 in other videos. And then he would rate 82 at small forward. If I change his position, hold on, sorry. If he's got a 4-point penalty because of his position, essentially pulling the Jeremy Sohan. But even then, I had him at an 83 prior, so even the changes I made still dropped him. He's not dominating out of the gates. He was expected to run away with Rookie of the Year, and it's not happening so far. And it's mainly because he's being played out of position. The point guard experiment is not working. Um, Only 13 of 13 from the free throw line this year, excluding this game, which I believe he was 8 for 8. So I think he's still perfect from the free throw line. Maybe brings up his average up of coming into this, only averaging 2.6 free throws per game. So I dropped his draw foul rating a couple points. And then only 4 of 15 from 3 coming into this one, 27%. He's only taking 3 per game, so low volume. So I dropped his 3-point rating. 8 of 20 on layups. He's not really finishing all that well. Shooting 40% on layups, 4 per game, reasonable volume. So kept him at 80, but previously I had him at 85. So I dropped his draw foul, 3-ball, layup, the shot IQ, offensive consistency, and his pass vision. It was a little better in college. I had this at 68 coming into the year, only a 13.5 assist percentage this year, which I equate to like a 50, 57, 58. And then Klay Thompson, I also have been trickling him down a little bit. He is not having a good year at all. 4.9 player efficiency rating through 5 games, 41 true shooting percentage on 22 usage, shooting 31% from the field, 26% from 3. He's 1 for 5 on layups this year, so I dropped that. And then he's only taking 1 layup per game. I care more about volume than field goal percentage. Especially, if Klay Thompson was 5 for 5 on layups, it wouldn't make all that big of a difference. He'd still only be taking the 1 per game, and if you're 5 for 5 on layups on 1 per game, chances are they're on completely wide open bunnies rather than like contested layups or anything. It's usually how it works. And then close shot, also only 1 for 6 from the field this year. Again, only taking 1 shot per game. So I did drop his close shot rating here as well. Basically, he's pretty useless offensively outside or inside of 15 feet. He needs to be taking jumpers at this point. He's at 35 years old. He's looking pretty washed. And also dropped his shot IQ and offensive consistency as well. I don't think that he should be starting at this point. He was basically just promised the role, and he still gets paid like a starter, so they don't want to upset him this early into the year, but I'm all for Max Christie taking over down the stretch of the year if it becomes clear that things really aren't working. But yeah, that's what happened in the NBA on Saturday, November 1st. Hope you guys liked this video. If you think there's anybody I need to get to ratings-wise, let me know, and I will try to prioritize them. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. And don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 blah. Marketing. Woo. See you later.